What's going on everyone, my name is Yash and in this video I'm going to talk about aspect ratios. So movies and videos these days are generally shot in two aspect ratios that are 16:9, which is a much more standard aspect ratio that most of the TVs and laptop screen uses, and this video that you're watching right now is also shot in 16:9 aspect ratio, and the other one is 2.39:1 or 21:9 aspect ratio, which is a much more wider aspect ratio than the standard 16:9 one. Those are meant to be watched on a wider aspect ratio display like a 21:9 monitor, but if you watch those widescreen movies or videos on a standard display, it's not tall enough to fill the entire screen, and that's what gives it those black bars on top and bottom of your display when you're watching a widescreen movie on a standard display. And that's called letterboxing, and a lot of people actually really like adding letterboxing or black bars to their videos because it gives it a bit more cinematic and film look to it. So now if you're thinking like, wow, widescreen video is really good, it's much more cinematic than the standard aspect ratio, so now I'll shoot everything in 21:9, but that's where the problem is. Almost every consumer camera in the market right now shoots only in 16:9 aspect ratio, and the ones that do shoot in native 21:9 are the big cinema camera that are used in films and production companies. But you can just go out and buy a $10,000, $20,000 cinema camera just to shoot native widescreen video on camera. So what can you do? Actually, there are a couple of ways to add black bars or letterbox into their video or change the aspect ratio of your standard 16:9 videos, and it is done in post, so it doesn't matter what camera you are using, you can do this on almost every video clip. So let's head over to the computer and see how it is done. So right here I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro, but the process would be quite similar for other programs like Final Cut Pro, Vegas Pro, DaVinci Resolve. So the first step to add black bars to your video clip is to literally add a layer of black bars on top of your video clips. So to do that, first you need to create an adjustment layer. So I have already created it here. Then put the adjustment layer on top of your clips. So this is a clip of some flowers, I guess, yeah. Then put the crop effect on top of your video clips. So I've already selected it here. Then if you have not, then just go to your effects panel, search for crop, put it on top of your adjustment layer, then crop the top and bottom of your clip by 12%, like that, and that will give you the equivalent amount of black bars that you would get from a native 21:9 video clip. But you can see that the video clip is still in 16:9. You're just putting a layer of black bars on top of your video. It will not change up the aspect ratio, and if you watch this video on a widescreen monitor, you will still see those black bars on top and bottom, and also on the left and right, because the video is still in 16:9. But this method is okay to use if you don't want to change up your aspect ratio of the video clip, or you need to just show black bars in some part of your videos like a b-roll sequence and the rest of the videos in 16:9, then this method is okay to use, I guess. So the other method is changing up the aspect ratio of the video clip itself. So there are a couple of ways to do it in Adobe Premiere. So the first one is to go to your sequence settings. So for that, click on sequence on the top left corner, go to sequence settings, change the video horizontal value from 1080p if you're using 1080p footage, from 1080 by 1822, says okay. And as you can see that the video preview has changed from a standard 16:9 to a more traditional 21:9 aspect ratio, which is the widescreen one. And after exporting, the video file will still show up as a standard 21:9 video and not a 16:9 video. So this way you can just change up the sequence setting, and the whole sequence, and the entire sequence will show up all the video clips in 21:9 instead of 16:9, even if the clips you are using are shot in 16:9. So the other method is to just use your standard 16:9 clips like right here, add the fake black bars on top of your video like from the first method, then just edit out your video like you usually do, and when you're exporting, go to your export window. Let me just export it, and in the export window, go to the source button, which is in the top left corner, click on that, click on the crop icon just below it, and then just crop the black bars from the video preview that itself. The ended aspect ratio should be 1920 by 822. So right here I haven't done a precise job. It's saying 1920 by 823, so it's pretty close, but if you give it a bit time you can do it more precisely. Also you can put in these values in the top section to just crop out the top and bottom. With there are 129 pixels from top and 129 pixels from bottom, and that will give you an exact aspect ratio of 1920 by 822, which is the standard 21:9 aspect ratio. After that, go to your output monitor, and in the output source monitor it will still show you those black bars on top and bottom because it's still showing up the actual source clip. And to change it to the source clip that we have just made after cropping the black bars, click on the basic video settings right here, click on that arrow. If it's already ticked, then just untick it. And if you're this is the correct aspect ratio Raven style thingy, I don't know what it's called. If it's selected, then just unselect it, height value, and change it to 822. And right there you can see that the video preview is now showing up in 21:9 and the black bars are gone. So now just put in all the things you want. Let me just increase the bitrate, just export it. So here's the final exported video clip. I haven't color corrected or anything like that. This is just the raw video clip exported in 21:9 aspect ratio. And as you can see, we are getting the black bars on top and bottom of the screen because my monitor has a standard 16:9 aspect ratio, and these are actual black bars that have been created from the aspect ratio of the video clip and not fake ones that are just on top of it. So if you watch it on a widescreen 21:9 monitor, you will not see any black bars there. For example, if your smartphone has a wider screen than 16:9 that most of the smartphones these days are now coming with, like my OnePlus 6 has 18:9 or 19:9 display, I don't remember, but I have tested it and the black bars are shorter on it, but they are still, because it's not much wide enough, 21:9 is still 18:9, but the black bars are shorter, which means that it's an actual 21:9 video clip. So yeah, there you go. It's quite simple to do. You can do this on any sort of clip. It doesn't depend on what camera you're using. So yeah, there you go. So that's it for today's video. Give the video a thumbs up if you like what you saw, and also subscribe for more videos like these, and follow me on Instagram for more behind the scenes and stuff. And while you're at it, also follow me on Twitter as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.